All right, we are talking reward-based riding. I am Angelica Heselius. Today's topic, 3 C's to check before riding. Checking to help with assessing our horse. Checking to help assessing ourselves, equally important. Checking to just give us a little bit of structure and guidelines in decision making during our training. So really simple points here. But I mean, I think we all experience when we are actually outside with our horse training. Simple doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy all the time. So, checking connection, checking confidence, checking our cues and aids, that's part of my everyday structure, no matter what I am doing with my horses. And yeah, this is a tweaked uh, tweaked thing from back in my riding school days, something that my pony club teacher used to talk about back then. Yeah, that version, the point of that version was creating an obedient horse. And an obedient horse, that was the definition of a safe horse. I view this different now. And that's why connection is on the top here. Connection being the relationship we have with our horse, and confidence here, the relationship our horse and I have with the environment. And cues and aids, self-explanatory maybe. We will have a look at what I mean with that. But our library of aids and how well my horse understands them, that's what I'm wanting to talk about. And to check this, here on the picture, I am riding from the ground. So uh, when I say riding, I basically mean all training. That's, I mean, we can ride from the ground, we can ride from the saddle, we can anything that is a little bit more advanced than the basic, where we actually try to build this connection, this confidence, and our library of aids. We should have this in place. That's what I mean. And the connection, yeah, as I said, the relationship we have with our horse, our relationship bank account, if you will. I think this is a very good analogy to show us, to tell us that if we have a bank account, we need to make deposits and to make sure that that is a good part of our priority when we interact with our horses, to ensure them that we want two-way communication. We want an active participant in the training. I really can't, I mean, for me, connection is what it's all about. And I want to ensure that my horses feel safe and trust me enough to communicate back to me. Maybe in the beginning, I need to show them that I'm worthy of trust and two-way communication. But uh, yeah, I see that as my first priority, no matter what we are doing. And I really want to know what my horse is like, but I also want to know what my horses may feel like. I'm not so sure. I don't know if I want to do that. Of course, blank nose, they are the strong version of this. Hopefully, I don't want to go that far. Uh, that's what I mean here. Connection for me nowadays, why I put it first here, is also because of safety. Because when my horse starts to feel good enough to communicate their needs to me, it helps me adjust my training plan. It helps me work on the right level. It helps me be a good trainer for them and not to work over threshold, or to overface them. Well, in case of emergency, that's a different thing. But I mean, my everyday training is not a case of emergency. So I really want to ensure that we have this two-way communication. And as I said, if connection is the relationship with between me and my horse, confidence is the relationship with between me, my horse, and the environment that we are working in. Because the environment we are working in, the confidence level can look very different. And I want to work where things are working and gradually expand from that. So it might be that my horse is relaxed and confident and feel free to express themselves a lot, connect with me in the stable, in the paddock, in the riding arena, but not out on hacks. There are three good points for me to like start to expanding on and start to build on a horse that also feel confidence in other parts of their life. I've met many horses that have had a spooky corner in the riding arena or in the paddock or where the trainer works with their horse. And I mean, it's something I want to help my horse with immediately. I don't want the spooky corner to last for years. I don't think that is a good, that's not good for the horse. I mean, it's one thing if we are out on hacks and once a year we meet something scary, but in their everyday life, I want my horse to thrive and feel confident about their the environment that they live in. So helping my horse with that, and me, for example, because confidence. I mean, we can feel when we leave the we can feel really great about connection and confidence when we are at home working close to other horses or in environment that is very familiar to us. But if we leave, that confidence can actually change. For example, say, okay, I have made a lot of walks, hacks out in hand, leading my horse, and that has worked really, really well. But now I am riding, and that feels like, I'm not sure, are we going to make this? To also change the okay, but to have it as a backup plan, I can always dismount and just lead. That's where we can find confidence and connection together again. So those small adjustments also help guide me. And of course, the cues. If we take the first two there, yeah, I would probably prioritize them a little bit higher. But here we have ones that is working. Here we have a very, very important in to deepen our relationship with our horse and to start making more sense for our horses and to really help ourselves with our structure to be better trainers, to check if my horse actually use the same cues as I'm doing, and if I can communicate with different body parts via my cues or aids, depending on what level we are working with. But I do meet a lot of horses that seemingly thinks the rein aids are for moving forward, which is certainly not ideal. We want them for stopping in most systems, at least in my system. So checking what do my horse actually understand of my cue library, my library of aids, and to really take your time to clarify. I mean, the inside leg aid, no matter how I use it, I can use it on a distance, just pointing, hey, can you move a little bit to the side? To ensure that the inside leg aid, for example, is working from each and all position I am working from, because that is also not a given. Just because it's working from one position from the saddle, for example, doesn't necessarily mean that my horse will understand the same aid that I'm thinking is the same aid from the ground. And that can really deepen our relationship to really go down into our cue system and check out what is what there. So yeah, if depending on the level we are working on, cues, I think cues and nuancing down our aids system, that is maybe something we will always work on. But to ensure that they bring clarity and relaxation to our training, that's a very good priority. And if the answer to any of these questions, checkpoints, etc., that I have just been talking about is no, I will strongly suggest to go back and work on that, because that will add on so much to your relationship with your horse, and the connection will only deepen from you making more and more sense and helping horses with, doesn't have to be big stuff, but also small stuff, and show them that you are okay. I listen to you. I want to be a resource for you. Show me what level we can work on, and I'll expand from there. So a simple assessment, but as you hear, I do still use it a lot in how I think about training when I am actually training and when I talk about training. And the relationship, we all know horses can be reactive to the relationship with me. Yeah, I can work a lot on that at home. And the relationship with the environment, I can also start building that at home to expand the horse's repertoire, working with targets, working with uh, the building the horse's confidence to work away from me. That's super important, and setting us up for success when we want to go and leave our home and go out in the bigger world and where things can happen that I might have no idea what they are. So yeah, think we are done. We're through. We are out with that one. And yeah, I will keep on making this. So let me know what you think, or if you want me to do something else. As always, good to talk to you, and